Yes. So here it's open for everyone, so it's not specifically for Sant Mat, or because at the end I found my actual experience was that it's all lead to the same. As Ishwar also talk about the self often. I don't know if you listen to some of his talks on YouTube or when you saw him, but he's also talking like we talk in non-duality. So he's the first master of Sant Mat who really talk like Advaita, non-duality. So for me, he brought together Sant Mat, non-duality, Buddhism, everything lead to the same. This is what I found. That's what I like to share. Is that that's what Ishwar told me at the last meeting, that nothing matters, it's all made up, only the self is real. So this explains everything. That even the journey to go back to our true home and all this is a story. It's made up. So when you are ready to hear that only the self is real, if you can hear it and take that, then nothing matter too much after that, because as also Ishwar said, we have just lost awareness of our true home, but we are still there. So yes, we are still there. You know what they call Sachkhand in Sant Mat, but whatever the name, we can call it the land of Buddha or the Tao or the self. Whatever name we give will not give enough justice to what it is, because it's beyond name, beyond form, beyond any understanding, beyond concept. It's so undescribable. Nothing can render justice to that. So, but something can recognize this, which is not with the physical eyes, of course. And we talk often about the inner eye. So like Ishwar located in the center of the head, so near the pineal gland inside the head. So he teach to meditate inside, to sit here, and because if you withdraw your attention towards the single eye inside, then instead of having all your attention outward on the outer object, you bring it back to the perceiver, to the subject, to the center of perception. And so this is where the third eye is located, and with this third eye we can receive this message. When someone like Ishwar would tell me only the self is real, if you can hear that.
Between the ears.
Sorry?
Behind the eyes.
Yes, behind the eye and in between the ear, in the middle of the head.
Yeah.
But it's not just here, because I was for many years meditating here, but it's more the first part of the third eye, so it's more superficial. But after, when I met Ishwar, I learned to sit really in the middle of the head, and that makes a difference, really. Because it's technical, I don't like to speak about this thing too much, but there is chakra going from this third eye to the inner third eye, and then going to the top. But for me, what I'm interested is the center of, which is more like the center of perception, the single eye, from where we can hear these words. When these words, you are that, as they say in Advaita, in non-duality, you are that, you are the self, you are already home. When these words really resonate, it's heard with the heart. So we can call this third eye the heart. This is the real heart, not the human heart. So, and this absolute heart, inner eye, can say yes. So then there is no yes but, as I was saying last Sunday, there is no yes but I have to achieve this, do that, do this. Why the masters tell us to practice, to do meditation? Because we are not ready to hear that message. So they tell us meditate, do this, do that, sit for so many hours, but it's speaking to the mind, not to the self, or to that what we are already, because that what we are does not need to make effort to be home, because it's already home. No effort is required for that. But the mind is so hard, so he need to be given some food. And there's nothing wrong to practice something, to learn to put attention inside and whatever. But at the end, the message is that you are already that, and that this can be heard. I would say you know without knowing. It's knowing something in you when you hear that without conditions. Something is absolute yes without. It's a knowing without knowing, or seeing without seeing. So this inner I, does not need to know, does not need to see, and it's a yes, I am that, no question. So the character, Frank, Poonam, Tanya, or Hans, the character will continue in the movie with their up and down and with all. But once it has been seen and accepted that you are that, then it's also seen that there is no real free will. There is no real. This movie in time and space is just an experience. So all this is seen with the same eye. Then nothing matters. Like Ishwar told me, nothing matters. It's all made up. It's a story. So if you can take it like a child with the heart of a child will say yes. You're that? Okay, good. Then you don't do anything. This is ultimate surrender. You don't even have to do anything. But you are not against. Like I still meditate and do a sadhana and this. I still do things, but the idea of reaching home is not there. This is the difference.
Okay. So I try to do meditation. Like I have some trouble. When I try to do meditation.
Can you speak little more slowly and loudly? Slowly, yes. Because of the accent. Yes.
Okay, sorry. When I try to do meditation, I see light. And I feel scared, like there's nothing like, because I'm not initiated, so I feel scared.
You
so
feel
like what with because there in 2017 I was trying some meditation and I just saw some things and after that like my health was affected a lot, so I didn't do it again. So like now I'm not meditating, but I really want to meditate and I'm not initiated, so like there's like I don't know, there's like confusion
about what, how to meditate or what?
Yeah, like how to meditate, like because as they say, like we should not go inside without a guide.
Yes. Okay, so what you can do, and I'm going in the same direction as Ishwar, because he talked one time about Advaita and self-inquiry, and he said this is the best thing we can do, to do self-inquiry. So I will tell you shortly what it is. But if you do self-inquiry, after, if you are meant to meet a master or guru, if you need, it will come. So it's just to bring back. You can have your eyes closed or open, it doesn't matter. And the idea is to imagine like a wheel, and the center of the wheel, you as the I is the center of the wheel, right? I, me, is the center of perception. And attention is going outside all the time, on outer object, the world, other people. So you can, each time you can bring back attention to the center, to I. And you question, who is this I? Without trying to, but you don't try to answer. It's just you bring the question and you let it, you let the question up. But you bring your attention to the center. Who is experiencing all this? Who want to meet a guru? Who is afraid? Right? You understand? So this can be applied for anyone. It's very practical, and you can do it when you work or when you sit, close eyes, open eyes, anytime. You always go back to the experiencer, I. Who is this I? And this will lead you or bring whatever person you have to meet, if it is a guru, a master, or a technique, a situation, or whatever. It will, because it's like a magnet, no? If you have all your attention out, your attention is diffused outside. But if you bring inside, it condenses your attention. So it will be like a magnet and attract everything you need. You don't need to do anything. And the more you will do, the more you will see that you are not doing really anything, and that you just have to be. That God is not asking you to do anything, just to be. Doing is in the movie happening, right? But your essence is being. So when you bring back attention here, then you just are. You are what you are, without, you don't know what it is, and you stay there. And each time your mind goes out, you bring it back. So you can do a simple meditation like this. You can even start to focus first on breathing, for example, or anything like that, and then slowly you go to self-inquiry. You can use some mantras. There is so many ways. So you can pick up any mantra also, like Gayatri mantra.
I have tried that.
Yes.
Breathing I have tried, like pranayam, but I don't know, it has not worked for me. I feel it's...
So leave it. If it's what is not working, leave it and try something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yes. And but what is common for everyone is our nature, which is being, the self, you know. So just sit, and with the feeling that you have nothing to do, maybe you don't follow the thoughts, you bring back to who is experiencing, who is seeing the thought, who is afraid, as you said, or some whatever is experienced.
I'm gonna do that. Thank you.
Any Punam, look if there is anyone. No. Anything?
For me, this was very interesting because I never heard that you need an initiation for doing certain kind of practices.
Yes, for the meditation on inner sound and light, which I've been doing since 97. So I've been initiated by a first guru. He died then by Ishwar Puri 8 years ago. So it is a very famous path, known path in North India and in the world. So it's a meditation on the inner light and sound. So you focus on the sound, mostly the sound inside. And so it helps to focus, and you have a mantra also which is given, and then you have also the relation with the master, which is a bhakti. So to think about the master, it's all tools, you know, whether it is a mantra, whether it is focusing on the inner sound, or thinking of the master, which is bhakti. It's all tools to bring back attention here, and to realize that we are totally identified with the body mind, and at some point to hear that we are already home, and in any experience, as a low or high or whatever we experience, we are already that home. But it is a very, very, probably I heard it from Ishwar Puri, but also from Karl Renz, which is a Advaita teacher, we can say, from I met in Tiruvannamalai, India, and he said it is the highest practice according to him. Also, he does not do that, but because the sound is the origin, the first impulse from the absolute is the sound and light. So if you connect with this origin, the first movement of consciousness, then it will bring you back to that. But we could say that the self does not even need that, because it's prior to this first Big Bang even. But this is the highest help maybe that we can have. to connect with the first impulse of life in the form of light and sound. This was
Is it easier?
Yes, it helps because after some time you can hear the sound all the time. So that's my case, and so whether you see it like this, you have inner sound. So you can also plug your ears, but also without. When you get used to it, you hear it, and it's a beautiful sound. So yes, it's so. After 10 minutes it will cut, so we will click again on the link. Normally it should work. Yes. Yes. So Ishwapuri left his body in December, but there is always some master who teach that, who teach or share this initiation. I am myself not what they call a perfect living master. I was doing that for many years in Réunion and Mauritius Island. I was doing in the name of a master, but I was not a master. I'm still not a master. But I was doing it to give initiation to people in Réunion and Mauritius Island for 7-8 years. I was doing that. I was leading this group there. But now I am not in any group, so I just I do it for myself, but I'm just sharing what is common for everyone. Any path which lead to the self or home or our Buddha nature that we, or any time, any given time. And it's pleasant, if you do it. I don't say you have to do it for me. I know we cannot push anyone, and any way, any path is okay. The direct path or Advaita or whatever. But the sound is many people say it is the easiest path. Even Ramana Maharishi talked about it one time, a few times, but he said if you do sound meditation, you can combine also with self-inquiry, which you meditate on the sound, but at the same time, who is experiencing that? Not as a sentence that you repeat, but more as a presence.
How can I self-inquiry when self-inquiry means ask questions about yourself, and that is thinking?
No,
that's not been...
No, it's not that. No, many times people understand we understand it like that, but it's not the right thing. It's a question. It's like a koan, Zen koan. It's a question which is more to open a space. Who is this I? And then, if you really look, then it becomes quiet. In short, we could say if the attention of the I, if I look outward, then it is scattered. Attention is scattered. But if you bring back attention to I, then it becomes quiet. But without trying to answer with the mind. No, it's not about that. It's just like a Zen koan.
Okay.
I. And he said, Ramana Maharishi said to a woman in the ashram at that time in Arunachala, he said, she said, I cannot practice. I cannot do all the time, come to ashram, do meditation. And Ramana Maharishi said, but you don't have to leave your house. If you are busy at home, then you do your dishes, you do your homework, whatever, and you just have to keep one mantra, and your mantra is I. Only one word, one letter, I. And you keep it all the time. So you don't need, even if you cannot come to ashram or do meditation or anything, this is your mantra, this is your sadhana, I. Because this is a cornerstone, this is the one who is experiencing everything, the center of perception. Because whatever question you ask about anything will ultimately lead to who is this one who is experiencing this, who asks question, who experiences this, who feel pain, who always the same. And even a great master, Fakir Chan. He was a master of Sant on meditation on the inner light and sound. He was also initiated people, and it was a long time ago, 50 years ago or more, I don't know. But at some point he stopped, and he said he has experienced mostly everything in all planes and whatever, but he said ultimately the last question, the last is who is experiencing this, all this, whatever, even the highest. So, and Ishwapuri met him, he was knowing him, Fakir Chan. So it was interesting for me to hear that from a Sant master. So there is a new lineage of these masters who are combining with Advaita. So that was part of my life study, I would say. Because I was first in Advaita, then in Sant, then after I felt no, because in Sant there is this idea of reaching somewhere, but in Advaita, so I had this trouble, what is right, and to meet Ishwapuri brought things together, because Ishwapuri was the first one after also Fakir Chan to speak about the self, the same way as people like Ramana Maharshi would speak. So I felt it was joining, coming together. But we have to understand why a master tell you that you have to practice and do things, because you feel you are identified and you are stuck somewhere, so, and you cannot hear or receive this message that you don't have to do anything. So he tell you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to practice this, you have to, yes, and to be more pure or whatever. Until something can hear another message. Yes.
I found out if you only manage to not think for a short time even.
If you manage to?
Sorry?
What did you say? If you manage to?
If you just manage, or if I just manage to not think for a short time, that already is a gain. A gain on creativity, a gain of ideas afterwards, because you don't waste power and energy for nonsense thoughts for a while, and instead it drives something else.
Yes, certainly, because we spend energy in thinking, yes. But what we talk in... Sorry?
Already that is a gain. Already that is a real gain.
Yeah, it's a gain, but in satsang we talk about that which does not need to gain anything. So, but which is not against any gain. So that which we are is not against any gain. But it does not gain in gaining and does not lose in losing. And this is what we...
It should not be about gaining or losing, but the side effect is a gain of creativity. So in any case, I would tell everybody they should start meditating and also thinking more about what they are talking.
Yes.
But what could you be afraid of when doing meditation?
Anything, when we don't do that, we can be afraid of losing control, and the mind go always in future and past. So what we are is not really afraid, but the mind is afraid, or the controller is afraid, can be afraid.
We had, I think she's gone now from India.
Yes, she's gone. She Tanya, she left.
Yeah, she left, but she was
a girl
afraid that
from India.
She couldn't handle something because she didn't have initiation. That was...
Yeah, because she saw Ishwar 2 times, but she was not initiated, so she's little confused what to do. So that's why I told her self-inquiry is a good practice when you can do that. And after, if you meet a master or something, but you can start from there. It's because it's a universal practice. Yes, I remember I met her. There was a girl. I recognized her face. She was with Ishwar in Delhi, but she was not initiated. Yes. Oh, good.
40 minutes.
Yes.
You said this in the beginning, that it's
Yes. Yes.
But what he say is also right. When you're more in the life flow, when you're meditating, you gain a lot.
Yeah, yes, it's right on the. Yes. So. Yes. So. Yes. So welcome back. It's work. You see, you just click like that. So sorry for the little inconvenience. So you have to click on your video if you want. Yes. You want to?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yes. So you can look for yourself, and if it speaks to you, I can give you. You can look on YouTube some talks about that. If you're interested in inner light and sound meditation and Sant mat, you can look. It's not for everyone, but for some people it fits for some people.
What is South Mat? How do you write that?
I will send you separately. Because I will send you, okay, the name and link and everything.
Yeah, great.
Poonam, anything?
Back to 3 hours.
Poonam, are you here? Can you hear?
I can hear, yes.
Okay. Anything from your side?
I still have the same challenge as to how to stay there for long periods of time.
So it's good because you know when we come back to the same point, is something is waiting for something. You know, it's like we have some node somewhere. So maybe for you it's time now to not try. What if you do that? If you stop trying, if you realize that it's not working, you failed, and as your friend Adyashanti says, failure is mean to success. So maybe now you can realize you're already by failing. Now you can realize it's your success. So now from today you don't need to do anything. No effort. I'm already there.
Okay.
Stop grasping that, maybe that thought that I want to stay there permanently. Don't grasp that thought or that movement. Yes, the mind has this aspiration to grasp it and to want to stay there. But if you don't take it, what happens? What happens if you don't take it? Now. How do you feel?
I feel liberated.
Yes, so you see, moksha can come very easily.
Because every day I feel I have to stay in that state. You know what I mean?
Yes, so maybe it's the time to let go of that. So until now, maybe you were needing that fire. So it's like we put fire on and more wood.
But this is stress.
And then now you stop. Stress, yes, this is stress too. But for some time, it's like come, Susan is with, she's on the side here, but she's with us.
I'm now here, yes.
Show your face. Say hello to our friend.
I finished my work, now I can join.
She was here since 10 minutes on the sofa. Yes. So, yes, and she was saying she's happy it's too much stress. I think she said you should stop stressing. Is it right?
Yes, yes, yes. And but I know this also from my side, that I sometimes stress myself and say, oh, but I have to stay in this. And Frank helped me in this, that he, or Adyashanti or some other satsang teacher who said, we are always in this, if we feel it or not. And when I feel I have many thoughts in my mind, I say, okay, it doesn't matter, but I know I am the self and I can relax. And when it's not working, I give it to my master. I say, okay, I can't do anything. I give you this to my lotus, to your lotus feet, and if it's on the time to stay in this, yes, and if it's not on the time, it's also good. Because all is God's will. We can't force anything, and we have nothing under control.
You know, sometimes I tell the story of a mother. Imagine a house in the forest, and children are playing outside around the house, and the mother is calling, oh, the meal is ready, come on, come on. And some child are near the house, some child are little far away, and some very far. So some will not hear even. So when we say that, you're already that, you are the self or whatever, some people will hear it very clearly, and it's like, wow. And or maybe you will hear it, but some resistance, or it will not be heard at all. So it depends where you are in awareness, where you stand, how much you can hear it, how clearly you can hear it. But even if it's heard somehow, it's maybe feeble, but let this hearing from the absolute eye or ear, even if it's not okay, and by joining satsang or meditating or whatever, this is not in our control, but this might be heard more clearly with the absolute yes. I am that. I am God itself, not in ego, but in because it's not. If the ego say I am God, of course it's not the same vibration.
That is, of course, also again a concept.
Yeah, but when you hear this, really, you can make the difference. And even when you hear someone, it's not really the words which matter, it's from where they come from. And even sometimes the same person can speak more, it can speak more from that space, and sometimes not, or less, or so it's always something is speaking which is not really personal. Like we were listening to a talk of Carl Renz a few days ago with Susan, and he was saying, you know, when I give talks, Carl is enjoying as much as you. He's part of the group. Something is speaking, and Carl is part of the public, enjoying, you know, what is said. So it's more like something else which take over and speak. And this is not personal. This is not personal. When we speak self to self, so self speak to self, and there is not two self, it's just self talking, and self recognize itself. The kind of resonance. So we could back to the inner light and sound meditation. It's a bit the same, because it's like, imagine a bell, you gling, or on a crystal glass, and there is a sound, and there is resonance. So there is, yes, that's me, that's what I am. So when that is speaking, that is recognizing itself. Even if the mind on the top is resisting, commentating, arguing, whatever, but something that is recognizing itself. Absolutely, without a doubt. And this is not the mind. Even if the mind comment. And this come and go, it doesn't matter, but it's beyond forgetting and remembering. Forgetting and remembering is still in the experience of time and space, but this hearing is beyond time and space, beyond remembering, beyond... We can use remembering. I use it also as a tool. Simran, a mantra, bring back attention to the center. I still use it, why not? It's no problem. But something else which is not in the experience. It's like a shruti. You know, in India we use this word shruti, like a music. In the Indian classical music, shruti. So it's like a permanent... Shruti, yes. Which is, we could say a presence, but it's beyond presence and absence. It's beyond awareness. It's something, so that's why I prefer to call it the absolute I, because it's not depending on the presence or anything. And you can see maybe something can maybe now hear that, can resonate, but the mind comment, I don't feel it, or but what I need to do to not lose it, or whatever kind of comment. So we look at that and no problem. Tanya, you came back, you left us. Your sound, your microphone. You have to open your mic. Tanya from Delhi.
My phone died.
He died?
Yeah. Battery. My phone's battery died.
Oh, indirect. He died indirect. Imagine somebody died in satsang.
No, my phone.
Yes. Yes. So maybe he's ready.
And it resurrected now. Resurrected.
So you have not missed anything because you already home, you already that, so you have not missed anything.
Yeah.
Any question? Or you want to say something? Okay, so anyone want to say something?
We came together to talk about nothing.
About even nothing is too much, because nothing is still a word. We don't know what we are talking about. We are that, but we cannot talk about it. So that's the fun in it. And in that you can relax. When you realize that you cannot say anything about it, but you still talk about it. You try, but you fail. So it gives fun, because you cannot reach it, you cannot talk about it, you cannot lose it, you cannot gain it. So what to do with that? So we can call it helplessness. In this helplessness, then this failure is surrender. Sue?
Yeah, I want to say
Yeah,
something.
yeah, come here.
No, I.
No, to say hello
Yes,
to
yeah.
Tanya. It's not
Oh,
recorded.
she not saw me. Yes, hello. You was before not there. Yes, what I would like to share about my today experience, and I know I can't lose it or I can't gain something, but for me tools are helpful in life. For example, I went today on the beach and there were so many people, and every people talking, and the energy. I came out of the meditation on the beach and I feel so different energies, and I feel like too much. And if I would go through the beach and I would do nothing, I would feel not comfortable, but I brought my attention back inside me and I started inside to repeat a mantra. And I felt from one moment to the next, the energy was not more going close to me. I was like in an energy concord, and in this energy concord was so much silence and peace, and I was like in a bubble flowing through this many people on the beach, and this was I know it's
An experience.
it's an experience, but we can change things. I can go through the people and I can feel after very bad, or I say it now in the extreme, or I can change the situation to use a mantra and I feel peace. And so for me tools are working very well, but of course sometimes also a tool is not working.
She uses yes.
It's not in our hand.
Sometimes she uses a hammer on my head. It's working very. Yes. Oh,
Microphone
your
is,
mic, Tanya.
is out from Tanya.
Tanya, your microphone, yes.
What you were saying about the energy thing, I can relate to it. I can't relate to the peace thing because I don't feel that very often. Like when I'm around people, like I do feel overwhelmed a lot. And when someone is telling me something, like I don't know, like I'm in kind of, I don't know, an empath in that sense.
Empath.
Ah, yes.
To take things
Yes.
easily.
Do you know what that means?
Yes.
Do you know what that means? So I can relate to what you were saying right now about the energy thing, but I haven't tried the mantra thing. I'm gonna try it from now on. So thank you for that. I'm gonna try that.
Yes. Good.
I'm gonna try that now. I don't know. I just read about. I recently read about it. The app.
Oh.
So I could relate to it.
Yes.
All the things. I don't know. Like this.
Yeah, so
Something.
you can try anything. You can pick up anything and try anything which can help. In Satsang, we also talk about mainly something else, but it's not against. Some people who give talk Satsang say don't practice anything, don't do anything, but I don't say that. I say so the same message is given, you're already that, but why not practice something? Ramana Maharishi was always talking to where the people are at the moment, so he would speak differently to one person, to another. So someone need different things.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Ramana Maharishi that much.
Yes.
I'm I'm gonna read more about him.
Yes, you can. He was more universe talking, multi for everyone, you know. So it was adapted to anyone, but mainly Advaita. But
Okay.
welcome, someone joined Catherine, but the mic is not open. So I hope Catherine can hear us. But she need to open the mic if she wants. Okay, otherwise, as she like. But otherwise, anything else? To share or to ask or... Nothing? Everything is perfect? Poonam, does it feel different now after what we shared? You feel this energy is not disturbing you?
No, not at all.
Oh no, I was asking to Rima.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, so you see, if you keep it like this and see how it works when you don't make any effort. You can also sometimes play, you know, let it play, energy play, but mainly to not stress about it, that you have to establish in a state or in awareness somewhere. This idea is the same idea the church or the temple religion told us. You have to reach somewhere, a plane or the kingdom of God, the paradise or whatever. So this idea to reach somewhere is still addressed to the separate being, separate person, but now this message is different.
I have a question to Sue.
Yes.
When she said, I surrender it to the feet, do you have an image in mind at that time?
Surrender
Who
to?
are you surrendering to? Or to the self?
Master.
You mentioned you say, I surrender
Yes,
to the feet.
I have sent a picture of my master in my inner eye, and I surrender. It's an image to. The master told one time to me, I can all things I can give him. When there is something where I feel I can give him always, and so I said, okay, I give you this. I give you this to your lotus feet. It's more an image to describe it, but it's I do it from inside. In this moment, I connect with the master, and it's like okay, I give you, and in the same time I surrender. And if it should stay with me, it's okay. If not, it's really this, I surrender to God's will. And for me, is it more easy to make it with this inner picture, because when I say to myself, I surrender, it would be in mind and nothing would happen. For me, is it this inner contact, which I call a number on my telephone, to go in contact, to go in connection. You can also say to the higher self. It's the master is I can speak also direct to the higher self or to the self. But for me, is it a good way to use the master, I can also say, like a tool. It's not a tool because
it's not a hammer, of course, but it's a tool in a way. Bhakti is yes.
Yes, it's because when you feel in this moment the love to the master, so it's also easier to bear the situation, and you understand it's not so easy to describe.
I understand. Do you have a living master whose image, or is it somebody who initiated you, or I'm just trying to see what really helps you here?
Yes, I have. My master is not more in his physical body, but I never met him in lifetime. He came to me in dreams and in meditation.
Okay.
And it was possible. I had the contact with him, and also Ishva. I came also to Ishva Purici. I met him, and yes, for me is the first master I met. It was this bhakti, this heart connection, and when things happen where I feel I have to the personal things, I go in connection with him. And for me was Ishva someone who brought me more behind the heart. For me was before only the way of bhakti to connect with the master from heart to heart, and with Ishva I moved also beyond the heart in this emptiness and nothingness, and it's got a different taste also through the sound meditation, because there is not more any form. And my first master, and he's still my master, it's Satya Sai Baba, and I was very attached on his form because I felt him inside me, and over 10 years I was in contact with him. And before I came to Ishva, he said I have to left Puttapati.
To leave
Puttapati. I was every year in India in Puttapati.
Puttapati was where Sai Baba was living.
Yes. And it was the last meditation where he spoke to me. He said, on 14, I remember very exactly, it was last year.
1 year ago, yes.
1 year ago, 14 January, he said to me, you have to leave Puttapati, you have to go to
Tiruvannamalai.
Tiruvannamalai, yes. And yes, this was the last inner speaking with him, but he's still in my heart.
And 2 weeks later we met.
And 2 weeks later I met Franck. And
we planned it for you.
Yes, it was very amazing because Franck showed me a video from Ishva Purici, and in my heart was only Sai Baba, and I saw this video from Ishvaji. And
but first she met me because she came to one of my talk. But after I show her the video,
yes,
it was in this order like that.
Yes, and so many tears coming, and I feel so much love to this old guy. It was like my grandfather, and I feel, I want to see him. And Franck told me he will be in Mumbai, and we not know long. And I asked Franck, can we go there? I want to go there. And it was so in my heart. It was really a pull.
I also wanted to go, and I gave up egg, all that. and I was planning, and then of course COVID happened and he passed away, but I was planning to meet him.
Yes.
Now I can meet him in time.
You can meet him inside when you go inside your inner eyes and
or maybe another master, or we don't know, whatever. You know, if you consider that even Ishwar was saying that the true Sadguru is a seeking. So your own seeking will bring whatever you need. So just the call of the soul. This world is not really satisfying me. This world, I feel something, a call, and this call is like a magnet, and this magnet will bring whatever you need, whoever you need to meet. So in that sense, even Ishwar was saying, yes, seeking is a Sadguru. The call of the heart is a Sadguru, because it's calling itself. It will take the shape of Sai Baba, of Ishwar Puri, but at the end, to realize that the Sadguru is a self. It's your own self. So the self, or the Sadguru, it's calling itself. But it's still trapped in the illusion of separation. So he's using the means of separation through an outer form to ultimately realize, oh, this is also myself. So, and as they say in India, it's lila, a game. So all this is part of the game, and it's a beautiful game. Sometimes we also suffer, but it's a game which has all these colors. So, but by dreaming all this, we are not in danger at all. That's why Krishna said to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, even he could go on the battlefield and kill, and even in doing that, nothing happens. So in all this quest of the truth of the self and meeting this Sadguru, this form or whatever, is part of the drama, of the story, of the dream, of the lila. So it's the lila of God. But God is always laughing, we could say, because we don't risk anything. Even if this body goes, even without body, we are still here. So that's, but it does not prevent to experience life with plus, minus, suffering and pleasure and bhakti and whatever, amrit. So all kind of experience we can make. Thank you anyway, Sue, for this beautiful sharing. It was really beautiful to share that.
Yes, and thank you, and also I say thank you to see all here. I have to say goodbye because I have now my own meeting to prepare.
You have 45 minutes.
Thank you, Sue.
Yes.
15.
Yes, I have to do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Yes. So we'll take time. We have 5 minutes to finish. If anything to share, but otherwise we'll stop for today. But we have 5 minutes more to, if someone want to share something.
Maybe we should explain to Catherine how she can switch on her video and her sound.
But you know, maybe she some people like, now Catherine is here.
I'm not Catherine, sorry. But I use the laptop of my wife.
Yes.
And from Germany. And the first time I listen here with you all. And well, I'm just interested. Do you have topics about spirituality in general, or just about special master like this?
No, it's not specifically about because you don't know Ishwar Puri, right?
I know him, yes.
Yes. So it's not. I've been initiated by Ishwar Puri, but it's not specifically about that. Because what I was saying is, before I was in Advaita a long time ago, Then I was initiated in Sant, but I found at the end that the Ishwar Puri was using the same word, self. And the last word he told me a few months ago, 1 year ago, is that only the self is real. All is made up, nothing matters. That is the last word I had in my last private meeting with him. So, and it connected all together. Like, so you are already that, but we lost awareness that you were already home. So that's what I'm sharing, that it can be through Sant, but it can be, it's open to anyone. So it's not specifically only that. It's also the direct path, because I met many Advaita teachers, and so we can speak about this or that. It's ultimately the same. So I wanted to open a space for, which is also for people like me who experience this, to go through planes and this, and to reach something and realize that, oh, I am that now. So that's also about that. So, and also people who start more recently, anyone, yes, does it. And what, you have been initiated by Ishwar Puri? Sorry? Ah. We cannot hear you well, but did you say Sharan Singh? Kirpal. Ah, yes, I was an initiate of Sant Singh before.
He is the initiate of Kirpal.
Yes. So I was myself initiated by Sant Singh first, and then Ishwar Puri. But if you read Kirpal, because I read most of the book of Kirpal Singh, he also talk about self-knowledge and come back to the same. And more people in Sant realize that new lineage of masters like Ishwar Puri or Fakir Chand. You heard about Fakir Chand? Fakir Chand also said later in his life, I have experienced most of the things in planes and this, but now I'm interested of who is experiencing all that, which bring back to what? To same of the self. What Ishwar told me, only the self is real. All experience is fine, but so what I'm often saying is what I could hear some years back, a few years ago, it was not with the mind, not with, it's like heard with something else. And when there is an absolute yes to I am that. So it doesn't matter afterwards whatever experience is there or not. Then because you realize the moment there is this absolute yes, there is also a seeing that time and space is not, it's just an experience, that ego, I, and free will is also just an experience. Then what is left to do? The movie continue, but when it's heard, then yes. So
I like how you invite students for talking and giving questions and exchanging views. It's very interesting. Yes, thank you.
yes, because many people I've seen, I was stuck myself also to trying to reach something, and it's fine, but once you hear something else then you realize, oh, and I see some of my friends since a long time, and I feel something is struggling, and it makes you not really some stress, and I'm not, I have to do this, I have to reach that, and I'm not good as I am, and all this. But once you read, oh, it's not in my hand, I have no control, real control, not real free will, and I am already that, so what? As Ishwar would say, so what? And it's like a
development that takes place. It's not good to force a development, otherwise it ends in catastrophe.
Yes, yes. For me, as I was saying, all this, a master tell you to meditate, to practice, he speak to the mind, to the separate person, but not to the self. He tells that to the person because it cannot be heard, that message. So he will continue to talk like this until at some point something else can be heard. Oh, you're already that. So even Ishwar says the same thing. And I've been meditating a lot. I was for many years meditating 8 hours a day. Like many people have gone through that, to struggle and like that. And so it's part of the game, what to do.
The quality of meditation is more important than the long that you want to sit.
I don't know, something is not working in when you speak. I don't know your name, but your sound is not. There is some resonating something.
Yeah. I have no mic here, so it may be due to this.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, oh.
Shorter than 40 minutes this time?
No, it was because I started before. I was not aware. I started maybe 1/4 to, but this person should join. Is initiative of capacity. But anyway,
It's not more going on.